Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. It's been a while, I don't know how long, but I'm back to cast another game. And look who else is back. He's been back for a while, but I don't think I've cast any of his games. We have King Crazed, legendary FAF player, and GPG player. At least, I'm pretty sure he played GPG. Anyway, he's up against Mephi. Mephi is Cybran. No, Mephi is UEF. And Crazed is Cybran. You can already see how rusty I am at casting, almost as rusty as I am on ladder. So let's see, we're on Point of Reason, but it's adaptive Point of Reason. Blame Tokito. So it's slightly different. Unfortunately, emphasizes the main island more because there's less mexes on these. Less mechs on the main contested islands, which is quite sad. But there you go. So let's see, we get the good old transport rush. I wonder if they probably won't go first transport. It seems like it's not the preferred move these days anymore. The first transport it's just died for some reason. People don't do it. I honestly don't know why. I think you can usually get away with it, to be honest. You see how crazed, like, yeah, you could definitely be gone with a transport by now, to be honest. People are afraid of losing in the first 3 minutes though, which is fair enough. So we get 6 on board, it's pretty nice. It's another thing, if your transport is a bit delayed, you can have more NGs, although Mephi Craze just has 4 here. And getting another air factory with a lot of adjacency. Mephi, meanwhile, foregoing a factory to make a T2 Mex. Although Craze is also making a T2 Mex, so I don't know how he's gonna afford all of this. Well, he has like 600 in the bank, and he's making another Mex. Also no Hydro on the expansion island. Mephi going straight for a factory while Craze drops on all the Mexes, which is quite nice for him. He's also sent one engineer to expand to the left. Mephi doing the same, but his AC is much slower there. And just a bit of a power stall as he tries to squeeze out his first C2 Mex. Craze meanwhile already has it done, and he's halfway through his second. This is really good. 2 air factories as well. And he may have air control. Probably does. He does, so this looks like a pretty sexy build order from Crazed. Third air factory coming up. Again with great adjacency, and we have the first naval factory for Crazed as well. Still no plans for that from Mephi. And only a single T2 Mex is 2 upgrading right now, and more air factories coming. So yeah, definitely looking good for Crazed. He's quite exposed though. I mean, he still has no radar. He does actually have a factory down here, okay. So not too bad. But certainly if people make a habit of dropping around on all these mexes, then you can definitely exploit that with an early drop and ruin their day. this is the kind of thing you have to do at the top level, is not really have a, well, certainly having a better build order is possible and helps a lot, but you can also just exploit your opponent's build order, which may be good in certain circumstances. It's not going to work all the time. This is a really bad idea. Mephi had 2, 3, 4 less inties there, and just, I don't know if he even killed one. Actually, he may have killed just about nothing there and lost air control even harder. Of about 20, and yeah, it's not good, but that's because Mephi has been going for T2 land. He's kind of rushing it. It's about 8 minutes, so could be faster, but yeah, Riptides, he's gonna try and raid. A lot of mechs, you can see they're all spread out, so it's difficult to protect them with PDs and stuff. It's almost all beach here, so walls are also not terribly effective. Well, you just need to build so many of them, it's a bit unlikely you're going to be able to do that. Plenty of spots to raid with frigates here. You want to send a frig over here and here. These are all raidable on the normal point of reach as well. And actually Crazed, seeing as he has some build power here, decides to get a factory up. And he has a lot of factories planned here, and you can also see Eco Manager doing its work. I would not recommend that. Crazed is used to it at this stage. He says he needs all the APM he can get. With all that old age getting to him. Big mass donation here. That's the danger. Riptides are the most expensive of the amphibious units, amphibious and hover T2 tanks. And they're not good against PDs. Sometimes they can get the angle right and actually hit the PD instead of the walls, but usually they don't because they are quite low on the ground. So if they run into a PD, that can be a 300 mass donation very quickly, and it looks like Mephi actually managed to win air. So this grid, you really focused on it while Craze was making all these T1 naval factories. Mephi just focusing on his air production, and it's paid off. He has T2 air, and the few frigs around the place will get cleaned up. He also has a Janus. I wonder where that's headed. He has 2 of them, in fact. They do work much better in 2s. And we saw some drop here. That's a T2 mechs that got killed. Nice drop. These gunships are very useful to clean those up. And I definitely think this is the exact kind of map where you want air staging. I mean, you have stuff like gunships here. Like this guy, you can repair him full health for free. And you can already see some planes running out of fuel. Many more will have a bit of damage on them if you're taking air fights with any regularity, or even just flying over the odd bit of AA. I think air staging is really, well, it should just be commonplace on maps of this size where T2 air plays such a big role. Someday people will make air staging. Maybe not though. It just seems to be one of those things that never happens. So Mephi power balance was not too great there. He had a lot of build power making power Finally got out of that stall, which was maybe like minus 800, I think we saw there. That was quite painful. Wastes a lot of mass. T2MX is just on the main island so far, and this side island we have T2 Navy coming up. We have the frigs trying to do some raiding, but whatever they raid, they'll probably just get cleaned up by the torpedo bombers. And we're at -1. That's not ideal. This build power is gonna die, and a almost complete frig will die for free. It is always dangerous to have forward build power. Over here, whoa, T2 HQ. Yeah, this is extremely important right now. Is 2 T2 Mexes, T2 Land HQ, and T2 Naval HQ in a very small area, and there's also no TMD. So this is one thing you'll see from Crazed, is no scouting. he doesn't scout very often, and that seems bad, but I think a lot of players do the same thing, but they think they're scouting, so they'll send scouts over and whatever, but they'll never actually look at what they've scouted. So Craze just bypasses that and doesn't waste the mass on the scouts. But it would be very useful to know that there's 2 HQs here. It's good just get some TML, being the Cybern that he is, and do a lot of damage. So much T1 Navy out. We got a couple subs and a lot of frigates, but they don't really have much to do, and Mephi's making T1 subs as well. I mean, all the T1 frigs can do is really try and get some raiding done, but that's kind of hard. There's definitely attack over here. There's some stuff to kill, a bit of naval build power. This, if he knew about this would be just a perfect target for his T1 Navy. He could gather up 20 frigs, 15 frigs, and easily just, if he just sent all this stuff over here, he can kill this HQ. Almost no doubt. Barring a lot of torp bombers from Mephi. See, he's also making some T2 support factories. I do like that. It's very useful to be able to switch to a very aggressive air units much more quickly if you have some extra build power and you don't just have to assist your HQ. Some attacks over here. This seems not that useful, barring Mephi actually getting the reclaim, but he's not really doing much damage. These Riptides should do pretty good. He can take out whatever's over here in this island. Oh, 2 PDs just go up at the exact right time, and they have to retreat. Oh, if only Craze knew. This number of frigates could just win the naval game. Maybe Mephi is aware of Crazed's lack of scouting generally, and can just exploit it by having the HQ in a more unusual and generally less safe position. Because if it was down here, surely Crazed would have seen it and made a beeline for it. Maybe that's what he's doing now. He is aware that there's T2 Navy here. You can see the missiles, so I think he'd probably seen this. So now he wants to find the HQ, but he's not going to find it around here, even though this is usually where it is. torpedo bombers. Taking some free shots from this AA. He sees the build power. Oh, did he actually see that? I'm not sure. This guy has some vet. His T1 subs doing just tickling the Frigg army. Haven't had that much ecoing actually from Crazed. Probably because of all the T1 navy he's putting out. These gunships still alive, but damaged and out of fuel. PD is okay, but Friggs will beat the PD. So they have some AoE. And now it looks like the Friggs have found the HQ, or are about to. We also have some T2 subs, a lot of T2 subs. T2 subs are usually a very good choice versus versus the UEF, because you want to force them to make Coopers take advantage of their bad torps on their destroyers. But in this scenario, maybe it's not so good because of all the torp bombers in the air that Mephi has. The T2 subs shouldn't last too long. There goes the HQ finally. And that hurts a lot, because Mephi doesn't have much at all of in the way of T1 naval build power. So we will see the HQ be rebuilt closer to home, much safer back here. There's still a Frigg army which Mephi is trying to find. Now he sees it coming. 4 Destros not to sniff at, and also 2 cruisers. So he definitely wants to be careful with these cruisers and not lose them. He's accidentally given a move order which just spread all of his units out. Or given an assist order, I should say. Which is quite annoying. Single torp bomber just flying into this many Friggs will likely die. You want to build up a larger vanguard before sending them in. But these T1 subs are really nice. They're just gonna get a fair bit of damage done, while the Friggs they've just been kind of milling around, not doing much at all. Weren't even needed to kill this HQ, and there is nothing to kill. Down this direction, they could actually just move in and attack this HQ though. Again, the scouting. Yeah, he's moving back this way. He wants to unify his forces and maybe take on this Mephi's navy, which is basically entirely here. This is a big navy right now. 50 Friggs. The support factory is extremely vulnerable. Dies to 1 TML. And I don't think Mephi has any Coopers. So he needs to torp the T2 subs. Badly needs to torp them, but I think he'll just lose this naval fight no matter what. He's just building Friggs, which makes sense. He's really struggling economy wise. He was stalling power, now stalling mass heavily, and it's a really bad formation for an air fight, all stretched out, but it looks like he will have the numbers anyway. And he calls GG. So these Oh, we have T3 air. Okay, that makes sense. If we look here, we have two T3 maxes for T3 max on the main island before T2 on this expansion one, which is still getting raided by Riptides. So yeah, I think this positioning was always bad, and he's actually lucky it even survived so long. Could have been wiped out a lot sooner with all this T1 naval production. The Riptides, well, you'd just rather have Wagners, I guess. The Riptides are very expensive and bad against PD. And he did some damage there, but his T2 Navy, his cruisers never really got into range of any solid targets. Perhaps attacking both sides, or attacking the same side with two techs was not that useful. The Riptides were raiding, which disincentivized Craze from upgrading any mexes on this island because, well, it's under constant attack really. So then the cruisers on this side just have T1 mexes to kill really. They're not too useful. If he could have taken a position in the middle, then obviously these mexes are very vulnerable, but I think Craze knew that UEF cruisers were coming, so he just was very conservative in where he actually upgraded mexes. Didn't make any over here, or even on this island, which was, as I said, under attack. And then after Mephi lost his T2 HQ over here, his naval T2 HQ, and was also going for T3 air, but T2 Navy's a game ender, and these cyber industrials were about to just wreck all of his power, and that would have been it. Doesn't have enough torp bombers to deal with it. I think he does win air though in this fight. I think he. Oh wow, there's so many out of fuel. Build air staging, guys. Build air staging. So yeah, probably T3 air is a mistake, and the positioning of the HQ. Anyway, let's end this. I'm babbling. Mephi is also behind on eco, it seems. So we'll play Crazed. And thanks for watching. Hopefully I will make some more casts. So go out there and make some more games for me to cast, please. See you next time.